Hey everyone, welcome back to A Minor Mom Makeover. I am your host, Samantha Jade Minor, but we're all friends here, so you can call me Sam. If this is your first time listening, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. And this is the first episode of 2023. So, Happy New Year. I hope we are all starting off strong and let's get into it. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like you were in limbo? Like the middle place that has no name? Well, I guess it would be called limbo, right? But that's the only title I can give it. It's like a middle place that has no name and you can't quite describe the feelings that you feel while you're there. Well, that's me right now. It's been me for a little while now. I've worked really hard to let go of bad habits, self doubt, and limiting beliefs, among other things. I fought hard to release trauma, and I can pretty much envision where I want to go in life. I know what I want to accomplish, and I'm quite sure I'm on my path to my purpose. I know without a doubt that God has a huge calling on my life, but I may not be quite ready for what He has in store for me. Like, I feel like He's still working some things out of me. I hope that makes sense. And because of that, I'm in this middle place. I'm not fully where I'm meant to be, but I do trust where I'm at. I do believe that I'm right where God wants me to be. There are situations that have been developing that I know are orchestrated by God. And I know that the things that I am seeing come to pass are to let me know that I am on the right track. But yet I'm still here, still in the middle. I'm in that spot where I'm so very grateful that I'm not where I used to be, but I'm also not yet where I want to be. It's the middle that no one talks about. It's like everyone's like either like really up there and living perfectly, you know how social media is, or everyone's like kind of struggling to make it, but no one talks about that place in the middle. The stuck feeling when you're finally free of limiting beliefs and destructive cycles that you work hard every day not to go back to, and yet you're really trying to figure out what's next. Like, what do I have to do, or what has to happen for me to get to that next level where I want to be? But can we look at the middle as a next level? Can we be content just being in the middle for now and enjoying this new level, this new plateau that we're on? Because while it doesn't feel horrible, it's also not comfortable either. Is that because it is a new level? It's something new for us that we're not waking up every day with anxiety, that we're not sitting and dealing with depression, and yet we feel like we're ready for that next thing where we're striving to go, but maybe we're not quite ready for it. Like maybe at least me, maybe I'm not ready for it. My thoughts are maybe we're supposed to be in this middle ground for a time just to get used to this new us that we created. It's like getting a new pair of shoes. You put them on at first and they're tight, and you're like, okay, I'll just rock them for a little while and break them in, right? Do I like it here? No. Because I know what I'm meant to do. I know where I'm meant to go. I know where I'm meant to be. Or do I? And that's the problem. Maybe I'm just trying to rush ahead into something that may not be what God has planned for me. And of course, we know His plans are always better than ours, even though, it takes us a while to get to that point where we trust Him because that's an episode for another day, trusting in God. But His plans are better than ours. And either way, I am glad that I've made it here because it took a lot of work and prayer to pull me out of the muck that I used to be in. Psalms chapter 40, verse 1 through 3 says, I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in Him. And I feel that's where I'm at now. I just don't know the next step because God hasn't revealed it to me yet. It's a new year, and it's normal for us to want to leave the old year and all of its shenanigans and issues behind. We want to start fresh, but that may not be possible for all of us. We didn't just wake up on January 1st to a new life and our problems magically vanishing at the stroke of midnight. That's not the way life works. But I do believe in a new year, new me philosophy, but only if you did the work to be a new you in the previous year. Sometimes life isn't about figuring things out. And that's me. I'm always, up until recently, I've always tried to figure things out. And it's my brain always goes a mile a minute. And I was talking to someone that I met recently, and we were having a conversation about God and about life and purpose and things like that. And this woman really didn't know much about me at all. And she's laughing and she says, I bet you're the type you sit all day and you're constantly trying to figure things out. You wake up, you're trying to figure things out. You go to sleep, you're trying to figure things out. And you stress yourself out so much, you probably wake up tired. And she described me to a T. And I was like, oh, Lord, she's in my business. But sometimes life is not about figuring things out. Sometimes it's resting from past struggles and traumas and reaping the benefits of the healing phase we're in. Our minds, bodies, and souls need rest. Let God take care of everything. At this current stage of life, we should focus more on what we're consuming. When I say consuming, I mean what we're eating, drinking, watching, and listening to. It all makes a huge difference. We have to stay prayed up, rested, and care for ourselves in a way that when God shows us the next steps to take, we're stronger, refreshed, and ready. So what stage of life are you currently in? Do you have it all figured out and that path is already laid out for you? Or are you at ground zero, still working on your healing? Or are you where I am, right here in the middle? Like, not where I used to be, but not yet quite where I'm headed. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. Give me some ratings wherever you're listening to this, if it's on iTunes or wherever. Give your girl some stars and leave me some reviews. Follow me on Instagram. I'm real active on social media at Samantha Jade Minor on Instagram. Samantha Jade Minor on Facebook. I'm on Twitter too. I think it's Sam J Minor on Twitter. Either way, I'll leave everything in the show notes. Oh, and I'm on YouTube. Samantha Jade Minor on YouTube. I hope that you have an amazing 2023. And as always, I am Samantha Jade Minor. Take care of you. Till next time.